Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in, or welcome back potentially to Maryville High School. In game number 2 of this Tuesday matchup, Copperheads have played in both games, or should I say the first game, and they are slated to start a second game. They tied the Athletics in game number 1, and they are now about to face the other BCA team, the Bobcats, here in game number 2. They are the home team again. They are still in green. The BCA team, they are the away team. They are in gray. In the field for the Copperheads on the mound is Trip Everett. Over at first is Aiden Mulligan. He gets back-to-back starts. Same thing for, looks like Boone Fields over at second. Or, excuse me, Nolan Watson. Over at short, Kane Baber getting 2 starts. Lucas Lowry getting a start at third. He did not play in the game prior. Out and left, it looks like Chris Peters. In center, Kalen Chesney. And out and right, looks like it will be Brent Johnson. Behind the plate will be Samuel Lott. I did not get positions before the game, so I was having to go around the horn with my eyeball, so excuse me for that. But the righty Trip Everett will get things going, and he will face the typical 1-2-3 man for the Bobcats: Ian Setzer, Isaac Yearwood, and Dylan Lahr. Bobcats battling for a playoff spot. They currently sit in the 5 seed. They are 6-14-1. First pitch swinging from Setzer and fouled off, and we get things going. Copperhead sitting officially, depending on who you ask, it's either 10-11-2 or 9-11-2. 2 different records being kept. Setzer watches ball 1. So the Copperheads went tit for tat with the Athletics pretty much the entire game. They each got 1 run. The Athletics got 1 in the 5th. The Bobcats got 1 in the 1st, and neither team was able to score more than that. They ended it with a tie. So Trip Everett will come out on the mound looking for the team's first win of the day. Ian Setzer, Isaac Yearwood, and Dylan Lahr to get things going. Bobcats sitting at 6-14-1. They're a game and a half back from 4th place, trying to trail back and get that 4th place spot in the playoffs. Everett's 2-2 to Setzer. Runs out of the zone. It's now full count to the leadoff hitter. The payoff pitch to Setzer, line back up the middle, and that one will drop in front of Chesney in center field. It's a full count leadoff hit for Setzer. One out, or excuse me, 1 on, no outs. Lefty Isaac Yearwood will get his first time. Bobcats will look to strike early, take the lead themselves, and not look back. They have had success when they have done so. Yearwood fouling off the first pitch. He'll fall behind 0-1. Isaac Yearwood batting just over the 300 line. He's sitting at 304. 14 hits for the lefty. One line back at the middle, and that one will get through. Back-to-back singles up the middle for the Bobcats. They get 2 men aboard on solid line drives back into center field. Looking to get 3 men aboard straight. It's Dylan Lahr. Setzer on second. Yearwood on first. Dylan Lahr thrives in these early inning situations. We've seen him play quite a few runs in the first inning his last few games. He's batted in the 2, 3, 4 hole and has come through if there's a few runners on base. Second pitch fouled off. Lahr chasing Everett, now down 0-2. 0-2, driven out to left. Chris Peters is there, ranging back. He will make the catch. That is out number 1 for Trip Everett in the Copperheads. They finally notch an out here in the first inning, and the third hitter of it, cleanup hitter Cameron Combs, will come up. He had himself a long big fly last week. He notched his first home run this season. Setzer on second, Yearwood on first. Combs in a 1-0. RBI spot for the cleanup hitter. He'll pop one foul over to the right side. Mulliken giving it a look. And he will make... No, he will not make the catch in foul grounds. Was turning his body a little awkwardly there. Tough play for the first baseman, trying to reach over his shoulder and make a grab. Couldn't do it. So Combs will stay alive. It's now 2-1. Broken bat over to the left side. Baber coming in. No chance going to 2. He'll just go to first for 1. That's all he'll get. Cameron Combs retired on the ground out. Both runners advance. Baber had no chance of turning 2. That ball hit too soft. Sounded like he broke his bat in the process. So 5-hole hitter and the extra hitter for the Cats today, Jaden Richardson, coming up with 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch is a ball, but it gets away from the catcher. That will allow Setzer to come home and score. Bobcats take advantage of a pass ball, and they're on the board early. It's 1-0. Tough break for Locke behind the dish. Just letting one roll between the legs. And the Copperheads now trailing for the first time today. Setzer across, 2 out. Isaac Yearwood leading off a third. The righty Richardson trying to put the Bobcats up by 2 against Everett. Breaking ball, finding the zone. It's now 2-2. We've seen a lot of those today for the Copperheads. A lot of breaking balls on the inner part of the plate. Copperheads' arms really painting the corners here tonight. Everett's 2-2, lined over to the left side. Looks like it almost hit Yearwood in foul grounds, but his count will stay 2-2. Richardson battling into a full count. The payoff pitch coming with 2 outs here in the first. Just missing the corner. Richardson works the full count 2-out walk. Runners will be on the corners with 2 gone. Little numbers for Everett. This will be his 9th appearance of the season, his 7th start. Has worked over 30 innings. It's been a workhorse for the Copperheads. As he faces Braden Cox, the shortstop chases 0-1. Up over 30 innings in his ERA, beginning with a 1. Sitting at about a 1.8 for Everett. It's been more than successful. Has only allowed 9 earned runs across 30 innings. Cox fouling off the 0-1 to the left side. Lowry giving it a look. It's out of play. Everett's 0-2 to Cox. Softly hit in the air center field. Kane Baber reaching just beyond the infield dirt. He'll make the catch for out number 3. The Bobcats go up by 1. We'll see the Copperheads swing it for the first time. They trail 1-0. Copperheads will send up 1-2-3 in their first at bat, already trailing by 1. They will see the righty Timmy Hunt on the rubber. We'll send Kalen Chesney up first. Defensively for the Cats, Alec Grassoff behind the plate over at first, Davis Niatri. Samuel Harding at second, Braden Cox currently at shortstop. Cameron Combs getting the start at third. In the outfield currently, we'll probably see a rotation, but as of right now, Dylan Lars out in left, Yearwood out in center, and Lucas Rockhold out in right. Chesney appeared as a pinch runner in the game prior to this. Did not get the start, however. Behind Chesney will be Lucas Lowry and Brent Johnson, none of which started in the first game. Lowry or Johnson not playing at all in the first game. Oh, 2 to Chesney. Softly hit over the right side. Samuel Harding backing up, and he can't make the play. It's over his head and into right field. A soft leadoff knock for Kalen Chesney, and there's a runner aboard for the Copperheads. Lucas Lowry, the 2-hole hitter, coming up. He'll foul one off into the glove of Grisoft. Getting even now, 1-1. We saw Lowry go deep last week. Had himself a solo shot over at Knox Catholic. He's made a bid for a couple home runs, but that was his only one of the season. Chesney leading off of first. Lowry in a 1-1 off of Timmy Hunt. Hunt now protecting a 1-run lead. He's coming on for the first time today, already pitching with run support. The 1-2 to Lowry. Chesney goes back over to the right side, and that one will drop because Harding was covering the bag. Great hit and run performed from the Copperheads. And there will be runners on the corners with nobody out. That undoubtedly would have been an out, softly hit over the right side, but because Harding was covering the bag trying to get Chesney stealing, Lowry places the ball ever so perfectly, and there's 2 on, no out. RBI spot for Brent Johnson as he's up for the first time. He'll watch strike 1 go past him. One gets a big swing and a miss from number 1-1 or 11, as you say it. He's now 1-2. Brent Johnson had himself a big moment, I believe a week or 2 ago. Had a home run to give his team the lead. Ended up being a grand slam, one of the bigger moments of the season for the Copperheads. Brent Johnson swings and misses. That is strike number 3 for Johnson. Out number 1 for the Bobcats. They'll try to strand 2 on behind him. Looking to bring the tying run and maybe the go-ahead run. It's Matt Newton, the cleanup hitter. First pitch to Newton. Misses outside. It's 1-0. Newton getting the start at extra hitter, or should I say designated hitter, both games. Been nothing but offensive appearances for Newton today. So numbers for Timmy Hunt. He is making his 8th start and his 8th appearance of the season. Nothing but starts for Hunt. His innings just over 26 full. He's allowed 16 earned runs, 22 strikeouts. His ERA just a little north of 4. Been one of the more consistent pitchers we've seen for the Bobcats. Three straight misses from Hunt to Newton. Three-zero coming. Runners on the corners. It's Chesney on third. Lowry on first. Only one gone here in the first. 3-0. Miss. All right, and we're back. I do apologize about that. Been having some difficulties with the equipment as of late. The Kane Baber sacrifice fly made my equipment so excited that it just decided to stop working. So Baber brings home one. There are now runners on first and second. There's 2 gone. Copperheads tying things up at 1 apiece. Following up Baber, it's Jody Watson. Watson getting ahead 2-0. Hopefully that will be the last difficulties we have today, so I do apologize for that. But I'm sure that each of these teams have seen the difficulties before, so it's nothing new. But we'll just have to hang in there with what we got for the rest of the 6 days of baseball we have left. 2-1. Both runners go to double steal. Jody Watson fouls it off. So now it'll be 2-2. Two coming to Jody. Breaking ball, and he wears it off his left shoulder. That will bring bases back to being loaded. Lowry will move over to third. Newton to second, and then, of course, Watson to first. Bases loaded, another big spot. Samuel Ott having a few of them today, and he's in another. First pitch to the catcher is in there, strike number 1. Lott getting the start in left field in the first game today. He's moved behind the plate for game number 2. Big potential first inning for the Copperheads. 0-1 to Lott. Just a little in. Timmy Hunt. A runner that is 90 feet away from surrendering his team's lead. Well, of course, the lead has already been surrendered, but a complete lead surrender. Anything over the head of the infield, and the Copperheads would be planning on scoring more than 1. One breaking ball to Lott finds home. It's now 1-2. I do apologize for the camera shaking. My stuff not wanting to cooperate today. We'll get this fixed. The 1-2 coming home to Lott. Line over there in the middle, and that one will drop in front of center field. Lowry will score. Newton not far behind him. That'll plate 2. It's an RBI single. And just like that, the Copperheads out in front. It is now 3-1 Cops. Samuel Lott coming through in a clutch moment. Still a runner in scoring position. Chris Peters trying to add on to the 3-run inning the Copperheads already have. First pitch popped up in foul ground. Nitri will reach for it, and it will go just over the fence. It's foul 0-1. A 1 to Peters has swung over the top of it and missed. Now down 0-2. A rough inning for Hunt, but he can get out of it. Send his sticks back up to the plate. The 0-2 to Peters. Fouled off again. Christopher Peters giving Hunt a little hard time in his first at-bat. Another 0-2. This time it swung on and missed entirely. Peters down swinging. That'll be strike 3 and out number 3 in the first. The Copperheads go out in front. We'll head in the second. They lead 3-1. Bobcats led in the top of the first, and they gave up the lead in the bottom of the same inning. So they will face Trip Everett down by 2. Copperheads played at 3 in the first. 7-8-9, Lucas Rockholt, Samuel Harding, and Grisoff up. Rockholt gets even at 1-1. Rockholt slashing .267 for his average. The outfielder notching 6 hits, 4 doubles, 2 of them home runs. Two of them finds home, or now it's 2-2. Looking for the put away pitch. The 2-2 on the corner, just missing. Everett only an inch outside from strikeout number 1 in inning number 2. Payoff pitch outside. Lucas Rockholt works a 6-pitch walk, And that'll put a leadoff base runner on in back-to-back innings for the Bobcats. Lefty Samuel Harding will try to move him over with a ground ball over the right side. Watson is there. He will toss a second, but it's offline and gets away from Mulligan. Rockholt moves to third. Harding into second. The Bobcats in business. They got 2 runners in scoring position. Taking advantage of the throwing error on the second baseman, Nolan Watson. Just like that, the tying run only on second base for the Bobcats. Looking to bring it in, it will be number 7, Grisoff. Behind him, Davis Nitri before the lineup will turn over again. Everett dialing in here against Grisoff, finding the strike zone with his 2 first pitches to him. The 0-2 fastball. Just missing, just a little high. Harding on second. Rockholt on third. 1-2 to Grisoff. Another close miss. Two swung on and missed. Grisoff down swing, and that is out number 1. Everett finally finding the first put-away pitch in inning number 2. That'll bring up Davis Nitri. Nitri, the 10-hole hitter for the Bobcats, getting his first at-bat. The last Bobcat to do so. First pitch lined over to the right side. That one will drop. Rockholt will score. The ball rolls to the wall. Samuel Harding not far behind him. He will score. Both teams getting a 2-run RBI hit in their last respective at-bat. And just like that, the Bobcats tying things back up at 3. Nitri coming through in a clutch moment for the Cats. And a perfect time to line up turning over. Ian Setzer now up. Setzer got aboard with a single in his first at-bat. Bobcats really trying to pile it on Everett. First pitch to Setzer, lined into shallow center, and it will drop over the head of Watson. Try around third. He'll be held up there. Ian Setzer starting his day 2 for 2 with 2 singles into center. Runners will now be on first and third, only 1 out. Bobcats rallying here in the second. They'll send up Isaac Yearwood. Yearwood's also 1 for 1. He had a hit in the center field his first time up. He'll line one end, a straightaway left. Coming in is Peters. The ball will drop just foul. Would have been an RBI for Yearwood. Instead, it's just a unfortunate strike one. Runners in the corners, 1-1 to Yearwood from Everett. Softly hit to the left side. The ball made just fair, but the throw from Lucas Lowry over at third will sail way out of the ballpark and went way over the fence down the first baseline. So everybody gets 2 bases. Setzer goes first to third. Yearwood goes to second. The Bobcats played another one. Lowry fielded that ball maybe an inch and a half fair of the third base bag, trying to go across his body. And instead of making a close play, he airmailed the ball just outside, so much where it left the playing field. So the Bobcats now out in front. They lead 4-3. Infield coming in, toes on the grass for Dylan Lahr. More RBI spot for him. First pitch line into center. Kalen Chesney ranging for it. He will make the catch coming in. Tagging from third is Setzer. He will pump fake and head back. That's out number 2. Looking to avoid straining 2 more. Cameron Combs up again. Bobcats taking the lead back, but they would love any more insurance than they can get. Already a back and forth battle here in this one. Combs draws one out to straightaway left field, sending Chris Peters and Chesney back. Chesney at the warning track, and he will make the catch for out number 3. That ball maybe would have left if we were in Catholic, but we're at Maryville. And instead of a 3-1 home run, it's allowed out number 3. The Bobcats score 3. They go out in front. We're into the bottom of the second. Your score, 4-3. Cats lead. Trying to take their lead back already is the Copperheads again. They'll send up Ada Mulliken against Timmy Hunt. Ada Mulliken, Nolan Watson, and then leadoff hitter Kalen Chesney up. Bottom of the second just now getting underway, and already 7 runs across for this one. Will likely be a high-scoring affair here tonight. Mulliken on the ground over to second. Harding will play it on the hop. Easy throw over. 1 up, 1 down on 2 pitches. Hunt allowed 3 in the first. Looking to turn around and drop a goose egg in the second. Bobcats' bats being exactly where they needed to be today. Nolan Watson's first swing is a line drive over to left. The left fielder, Dylan Lahr, will let it drop. Nolan Watson around first. He's trying to dig it into a double, and he will stand up there safely after a little hesitation. It's 1 out extra base hit for the tittle hitter. Softly hit line drive down the line. Lands in no man's land, and now Nolan Watson is aboard safely. Kalen Chesney will turn the lineup over. First pitch to him, it gets a big swing and a miss. Chesney trailing now 0-2. Watson leading off a second. Chesney's 1 for 1. Got a base hit in the first inning. Timmy Hunt's 0-2, way outside. Behind Chesney with 1 gone is Lucas Lowry. One, 2, swung on and missed. Chesney down swinging. That's out number 2 for Timmy Hunt in the second. He'll look to strand a runner on behind him by retiring Lowry. Lowry's 1 for 1. First pitch to him. Harley hit over to third. Combs with the backhand. He'll set his feet and throw over on a line in time. No, it's not in time. It was offline. It gets away from Niatri. Nolan Watson will score. Lowry into second on the air. And what would you know it? This game now tied up at 4 again. Bobcats scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second. And as of right now, the Copperheads have scored 3 in the first and 1 in the second. And if you add up those numbers, it makes it a 4-4 score. 8 total. "45 minutes into this one, still in the second inning. Brent Johnson will swing it with a runner in scoring position. He's 0 for 1. 1-1 to Johnson fouled off. Number 11 trailing now 1-2. Bidding for his first hit with a runner on, trying to give his team the lead for the second time today. They're currently tied up. Looking for a put-away pitch, the 1-2. Breaking ball just out. Two to Johnson. Oh, Timmy Hunt just missing. Full count now to number 11. Payoff pitch misses. It's a 2-out, full count walk for Johnson. He'll be aboard safely. Matt Newton coming up. Newton walked in his first at bat. Lowry a little jumpy off of first. One. Big swing from Newton. Lowry on second, Johnson on first. Lowry looking to give his team the lead. If he can get aboard, Kane Baber stands in on deck. One, two, runners go. Back up the middle. Cox ranging to his left. He'll make the play between his legs. They're over. What a play from Braden Cox getting out number 3. That'll save at least one run coming off the board. We're through 2 full innings. Copperheads tying things back up. It's 4-4. Finally, into the third frame we go. A back and forth affair already. Jaden Richardson will get things going for the Cats in the third. They had the lead, lost it, got the lead back, and lost it again. It's been a tight battle. Trip Everett will look to plate a 0 for the first time today. 5, 6, 7. Jaden Richardson, Cox, and Rockhold all up. Two, 1, getting even. Now 2 and 2. Everett at 48 pitches currently. Coming into today, his season high earned runs allowed was 4 in a single start. So he'll tie it with the start here today. Bobcats will look to break that record for Everett on the season. Full count pitch to Richardson. Down in the dirt. It's a leadoff walk for number 10. Braden Cox is 0 for 1. The lefty will stand in with a runner on first. The other way, foul for number 3, Cox. He just made himself a nice play defensively. He'll look to follow it up with a nice at-bat. Down in the pen, it looks like there's already some motion going on for the Bobcats. We'll see if Timmy Hunt comes out for the bottom of the third. Check over on Richardson, and the ball gets away from Mulligan. A lucky bounce off the wall will send the ball back to Nolan Watson quickly, and Richardson will be held up at first. Oh, 1 popped up, shallow left, third left, and shortstop converging. It's Peters coming in from left to make the catch. Almost one of those scenarios where the ball drops in between 3 fielders. Fortunately for the Copperheads, Peters made the play. Kane Baber almost touching the left field fence by the time that ball was caught. The third baseman, Lowry, not far behind him. Cox flies out into left. Looking to straighten it out, it's Lucas Rockhold up again. One and 1 to Rockhold turns into 2 and 1. Back up the middle it goes. Kane Baber can't make a play on it. Richardson goes first to second. Rockhold aboard. It's a 1-out knock up the middle. Now up the lefty again, Samuel Harding. He's 0 for 1. A liner back over to the left side. Baber can make the play on that softly hit ball. That's out number 2. Soft 0 for 1. Everett looking to finally drop a 0 in the run column. Richardson standing on second. Rockwood on first. The 0-1 line over the right side, and that one will get through to the outfield. Richardson around third. He'll look to score. The throw in from right, just a little high. It's an RBI single for Grisoff. Just like that, the Bobcats back out in front again. Your score now 5-4. Great offense here today from both teams. Sound defense, but offense just taking the cake so far through 2 2/3. Another half inning where at least one run will be scored. We have not had a single half inning where no runs have been scored. So now Rocco will move over to third. Pinch runner in for Grisoff. It's now Cox on first. Looking for more RBIs of his own. It's Davis Niatri. He had a couple RBIs an inning ago. First pitch to him. Outside, the throw trying to get Cox in plenty of time. Samuel Lott notches the runner down, stealing. That'll be out number 3, but the Bobcats get the lead before they do it. Your score now 5-4 as we head on the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third ready to go, and it will start off with a matchup between Timmy Hunt and Kane Baber. The lefty getting his second swings today. Copperheads losing the lead again in the top of the third frame. A back and forth battle, and we're not even through 3 full innings. 9 runs across combined. Baber walked in his first at-bat. Hope to get it going here in the third. Timmy Hunt coming out for his third inning. And even 50 pitches as a 2-0 to Baber will be underway. Behind Baber, it will be Jody Watson, Samuel Lott, and then Chris Peters, Adam Mulliken, and Nolan Watson to round out the last 6. 3-0 to Baber, misses down low. It's a 4-pitch walk. Kane Baber aboard. It's a leadoff walk. Jody Watson was also walked. He'll stand in with a runner aboard. First pitch fastball. Swings so hard he throws the bat behind the plate. We've seen quite a few of those this season. Either the bat grip isn't strong enough on these wooden sticks, if there is any, or the players just need more pine tar on their batting gloves. Well, 1 to Watson gets a swing and a miss. Copperheads will look to make it 6 straight half innings where at least 1 run is scored. Bobcats going 1-3-1. Copperheads 3-1 and nothing so far here in the third. One-two fastball gets a chopper behind the plate. We'll do it again. One-two sent the other way into shallow right field, and that one will drop in front of Rockholt. Copperheads immediately responding with 2 runners to start the third. And at this rate, this game might never end. Already just over an hour on the game clock, not even through 3 full innings. Unlike Knoxville Catholic, this field at Maryville High School does not have a 10 p.m. cutoff rule. So we can be here for as long as this game allows us to. And because both teams are scoring high, we probably won't see a run rule either. But looking to add to that is Samuel Lott. He shows bunt, pulls back, pitch just on the inside. It is not Samuel Lott, Game Changer is wrong. It is Christopher Peters. I think Lott was skipped in the rotation because Adam Mulliken is now on deck. Peters shows bunt again. Looks like he made connection with it there. It's now 1-1. Showing bunt again, up in the air, right side. Nitrite coming in. He will not make it to add. Peters down the line safely. Copperheads fighting back to nobody's surprise. Bases will now be loaded. Nobody out. And Adam Mulliken in a spot to do even more damage. We could see another lead change potentially. Already 5 lead changes. Could be in store for his 6th here. First pitch to Mulligan. He'll watch strike 1 go past him. Oh, 2 to Mulligan. Oh, just missed. Called strike 3. It's on the corner. One, two. That one is swung on and missed. Mulligan down swinging. That's a huge out number 1 for Timmy Hunt. As now a ground ball could potentially get the Bobcats out of a rough double play, or out of a rough scenario with a double play. And now we're seeing Samuelot come up. So originally in the 7th spot, but now batting after the 8th and 9th hitter. First pitch to him is fouled off. Faber on 3rd, Watson on 2nd, Peters on 1st. 1 gone here in the 3rd. Copperheads battling in an already previously battled game. The 0-1 gets a swing and a miss. Timmy Hunt really locking in now with the bases loaded behind him. The 0-2 curveball hits Samuelot, and just like that, Copperheads work a bases loaded hit by pitch, and that will tie things up at 5. So a 6th lead change, another half inning with no runs across, or another half inning with a run across. Still haven't had any with no runs. Now it's Nolan Watson. First pitch to him on the ground over to short. Braden Cox to Harding for 1. Back over. Not in time. Nolan Watson hustles it out. He'll reach by way of a fielder's choice. Out number 2 recorded on the play. But meanwhile, a run will score. So Copperheads taking the lead once again. Your score now 6-5. 11 total runs. Still not out of the 3rd inning. Lineup turning over. Kalen Chesney. First pitch, runner goes. No throw from Gusoff. Middle infielders were not attentive. So now Nolan Watson will be on 2nd. Chris Peters on 3rd. Kalen Chesney's 1 for 2. The 0-1 popped up left side, out of play. An RBI spot for Chesney. Anything through the infield would score 1 and most likely 2. Looking for the put away. The 0-2 from Hunt. Harley hit on a line or on the ground over to 2nd. That won't get through. Peters will score. Watson around 3rd being waved home. He will score. Chesney rounding the bases. The Bobcats haven't picked up the ball yet. They're throwing it over to 3rd trying to get him. And Chesney gets underneath the tag. He's called safe. The ball beat him by a good few feet, but the tag was not applied in time. So your score here in this one, after the unfortunate blunder from the Bobcats, is now 8-5. Copperheads lead a 4-run third for the Cops. Lowry's up. He's 2 for 2. Four across in the inning. 2 out, 1 on. 13 total runs across. An offensive slugfest in the first 3 innings. Lowry chases the first strike. Two, chopped foul. Lowry really battling. Another 2-2 coming. That one misses. Behind Lowry, if he can get on, it's Brent Johnson. The payoff. Sent into center. Yearwood ranging back. He's finding it. He'll make the catch on the run. Out number 3. Third inning over, but not before the Bobcats, or the Copperheads, score 4 more. Your score is now 8-5 as we head into the 4th. Top of the fourth inning sees Davis Niatri foul off the first pitch. It's a new pitcher on the mound. It's Waylon Perry. He'll take over. Trip Everett goes 3 innings, allows 5. Top of the fourth now. Still no half innings without a run. We'll see if Waylon Perry can drop the first one here. Bobcats took the lead in the third. Copperheads battled back and took it back themselves, also in the third. Niatri swings and misses the 1-1. Niatri, Setzer, and Yearwood, 10-1 and 2 due up here in the fourth. A high-scoring affair. We'll see if this trend continues or if we'll play smoother baseball as the 1-2 breaking ball misses a little high. Perry looking for the put-away pitch. Won't get it here. Niatri fouls one out of play. He's 1 for 1. Had an RBI and a walk in his 2 at-bats, currently in his third. Or, excuse me, his second at-bat. He was up at-bat in the last inning when the runner was picked off. That's why I thought he had gotten walked. But this is his second at-bat, so he's coming off a hit where he scored, I want to say it was 2 RBIs. Battling here at a full count. The payoff. Softly hit into foul ground. Payoff back up the middle, and that one will get through. Davis Niatri having himself a 2-hit game. He'll be aboard to start the fourth inning. And if I have any sense of pattern recognition, I can already tell that there's a leadoff base runner, so that probably means he'll come around to score. And the Bobcats are in a good part of the lineup to make that happen exactly. It's Ian Setzer. He's 2 for 2. Setzer with a couple of hits into shallow center field. Not finding hard contact, but finding perfectly placed hits. One runs high and tight, almost hits him. He'll back off a little bit. Now 2-1. The 3-1 misses up. Another frame starting the inning with 2 runners aboard safely. Niatri got a hit. Setzer works a walk. Turning over now to Isaac Yearwood, the 2-hole hitter, also having himself a solid day. He's now in an RBI spot himself. First pitch swinging, crushed in the air, right field. Johnson underneath it. He'll make the catch. Niatri tagging off a second. That's the only one that advances. That's the first out on the fly out to advance a runner. Yearwood's now 1 for 2 still. Dylan Lahr in a spot where he thrives the most. He's in an RBI spot. Niatri on third. Setzer on first. We'll possibly see Ian on the move. Samuel Lott behind the plate, fully aware of it. He already has 1 caught stealing today. First pitch to Lahr, sharply hit on the ground, and foul. That one did hit Niatri. but because he was in foul ground, he's not ruled out. Lar, the line drive into left, and then foul. Sharply hit. He's made contact on the ground and then in the air. A fraction early on both of those swings. Both of those would have scored one. Instead, he's trailing now 0-2. And he's 0 for 2 today, looking to avoid the 0 for 3. Perry's 0-2. Hitting the same spot again. Lar making solid contact, just foul down the line. Oh, 2 swung on and missed. Lar chases. And that is out number 2 in the fourth. Waylon Perry pitching pretty soundly with runners aboard. Cameron Combs now up in an RBI position. Cameron Combs, like Lar, is 0 for 2. Sets are not moving off of first. That one popped up right field. Johnson coming way in, having a hustle to get it, but he'll make the catch. It's out number 3. For the first time in this one, no runs were scored in a half inning. The score staying right where it is. Copperheads lead 8-5. We are halfway home. officially in the back half of this one. The front half had a 8-5 total score. I'm sure we'll see plenty more piled on in the last 3.5 innings. Coming on to relieve Timmy Hunt, it's the lefty Jeb Cox. He'll face Brent Johnson, a fellow lefty, first. Johnson, Newton, and Baber due up in the fourth. Cox making his 9th appearance of the season. 8 1/3 innings pitched across the previous 8 appearances. Has struggled with his walks, has 22 walks to only 6 strikeouts. His ERA on the high side of 14. Two 0 home to Johnson, gets a big swing and a miss. Johnson's 0 for 1. Two 1 misses. We've now had Grisoff go out to talk to his pitcher twice in this at bat. I wonder what they're discussing. Lefty firing his 3-1. Missing the plate. Brent Johnson will work the leadoff walk. I feel like we've had that happen now in all 4 innings, where the first runner gets aboard safely. Following up now will be Matt Newton. His team leading by 3. The more run support, the better. First pitch, a called strike. Newton's also 0 for 1. The 3 and the 4 hole hitters. No hits for them today, both Johnson and Newton. Kane Baber on deck. The 0-1, down low, runner goes, no throw. It's a stolen bag for Brent Johnson. Grisoff could not get the exchange out cleanly. Now move Newton into a 1-1. Hawks struggling with location here in the 4th. There is motion going on in the bullpen for the Bobcats. Looks like Samuel Harding is down there. Looks like Richardson has come in to replace him on second. Rockholt coming in. He's now at first. The 3-1 on the inner part. Nice pitch from Cox that moves full count to Matt Newton. Payoff pitch coming. Johnson goes. Ground ball over to short. Cox will play it and throw over. Matt Newton retired. That's out number 1. Johnson moving over to third base on the steal and throw. 9th runner of the game for the Copperheads, now 90 feet away. Kane Baber got a chance to bring him in off of Cox. Baber's been walked twice. First pitch to him gets a swing and a miss. 1 out, 1 on. Behind Baber is Jody Watson. Nasty breaking ball from Cox has Baber frozen. It's now 0-2. Needing a put away here. Enfield playing semi-in. Sure, the Copperheads like to bounce back and get themselves a win after a frustrating tie in Game 1. Bobcats coming off a loss to the Eagles in their last game last week. They lost to the Eagles, and the game before that, they tied them. One, two coming to Baber. Close miss. Kane still looking for his first hit of the day between the 2 games he's appeared in. Two fouled off. Baber fighting. Both men battling here. 2-2 in the 4th. 1 gone. A runner on 3rd. Ball 3 in the dirt. Johnson held up at 3rd. Payoff pitch to Kane Baber. Hard hit on the ground. Just foul into his own dugout. We'll do it again. Cox coming in, trying to also drop a 0 on the scoreboard. We had our first half inning with no runs in the top of the 4th. It would be something spectacular seeming for this game if we went a full inning with no runs. Across the first 3 frames, there was 13 runs across. 4 in the first combined, 2nd in the second, or 4 in the first, 4 in the second, and 5 in the third. Baber taking a few steps out of the box with his helmet off. He might have fouled one off his shins, like he's walking something off. Maybe something on that right shin for Baber, his lead leg. He'll battle into another full count. And the payoff launched out to right, coming in as Lar. He will run in and make the catch to throw home on a line. So close. The tag not applied by Grisoff to Johnson. So it's a sacrifice fly from Baber. His second of the day, and the Copperheads score another. It's now 9-5. Great throw in from Dylan Lar out there and right. Unfortunately, just a hair late and offline. Grisoff couldn't put a tag on Johnson coming home. Kane Baber, a walk and 2 sack flies for him today. He's responsible for 2 out of the 7 runs, or 2 out of the 9 runs, excuse me. Jody Watson up. He's 1 for 1. First pitch breaking ball in there from Cox. Cox looking to end the 4th frame. 0-2 to Watson. Close miss. Called strike 3. Watson down looking. That's strike 3. Out 3. We're through 4 full. Copperheads plate 1 more. Scored is now 9-5. Last 3 innings. 5th, 6th, and 7th due up. The 5th will start with Waylon Perry versus Jaden Richardson. Richardson now quickly trailing 0-2. It's been a long one here today through 4 full innings. Almost 2 hours on the game clock. Bullpen for both teams quiet. 1-2 to Richardson. Misses in. So a slugfest so far today. It's been fun. 14 total runs. One of the higher scoring affairs as of late. 2-2 breaking ball in on the plate. Now a full count. A lot of runs and a lot of deep counts, which you have to appreciate. Finally seeing solid hitting. Defense not a thing to note today. It's been mostly offense. Full count. Popped up in the air, right side, foul ground. Mulligan giving it a look. And out of play it goes. We'll do it again. Popped up on the infield. Samuel Ott will make the catch just left of the third baseline. That'll be out number 1. Following it up will be Braden Cox. Not much offense for him today, but has made a few solid plays over at shortstop. Have to appreciate what's been given from him with the glove. He's 0 for 2 with the stick. Found the first pitch off. Cox working himself into a 3-1. Behind him, Lucas Rockholt. 5, 6, and 7th to get the 5th going. 3-1. Softly hit back to the mound. Perry will scoop and set his feet. The throw not in time. It's in and out of the glove of Adam Mulligan. So another error allows another base runner. And the story of base runners continues here in the 5th frame. Bobcats with the biggest deficit of the night. They trail by 4. First pitch breaking ball to Rockholt. He's 1 for 1. Seeing Perry for the first time. It's crazy the 2 differences between the 2 games today. In the first game, Rockholt on a line over to left, and that one will get down in front of Peters. So now 2 base runners with 1 out. But this game, as we're seeing right there, is a high-scoring affair, tons of hits, total slugfest. Just runs aplenty. And already about 2 hours in the game, and we're not even through 5 full innings. While in the game before this, they went an hour and 45, maybe a little shorter than that. A full 7 innings. The game before this was an absolute slugfest as Harding skies up the first pitch he sees into center. Kalen Chesney finding it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So the Bobcats only playing 1 game today. Same thing for the previous Athletics. But the Copperheads playing in both games, so they are on the tying side of a absolute pitcher's duel, and now they're on the winning side of a slugfest. I don't even know if slugfest is the right word for this game tonight. It's more so just a run fest. There have been tons of hits, but there's also been tons of errors and walks. It hasn't been clean baseball by any means. But I'm not sure the Copperheads will complain about that. They'd love a win. The Bobcats would love a win. Grisoff swings and misses the first pitch he sees. He's 1 for 2. The Bobcats, of course, they're fighting for that last spot in the playoffs. Copperheads have already clinched a 3rd seed, so the 4th spot is between the Eagles and the Bobcats. The Eagles have a 1.5 game lead over the Cats. The 0-1 line out to left. Chris Peters chasing it. He will not dive, but he can't make the catch. Cox will score easily. Grisoff or Rockholt will be waved around third. He will score. It's a 2 RBI double for Grisoff. He'll be at second. Bobcats get 2 back. It is now 9-7. So if you can count that high, that's 16 total runs across the board for both teams combined. And now the man who's responsible for multiple of them, Davis Niatri, swinging it again for the 3rd time. He's previously 2 for 2. A multi-hit game for the 10-hole hitter. 2 outs here in the 5th, and there is a runner in scoring position. A couple of RBI hits for Davis Niatri up until his 3rd at-bat. He'll look to plate another, or at least get himself on board. 1-1 gets a big swing. Bobcats not scoring anything in the 4th and getting right back to scoring in the 5th. 1-2 popped up right side. Coming in is Brent Johnson from right. He'll wave everybody off and make the catch. That's the end of the top of the 5th. The Bobcats get 2 in it. Your score now 9-7, Copperheads lead. Chris Peters will look to get things going against Jeb Cox here in the 5th. Bobcats scored 2 in the top of it. The Copperheads have scored a run in all 4 of their at-bats to look to make it 5 in a row. I don't know if anyone's ever scored this consistently tonight, or as the Copperheads have tonight, but they'll be looking to make a SMCL record. We've seen a few of those as of late. We saw one last Thursday. The starter for the Eagles, Braden Gore, through the first complete game. We saw a no-hit bid in the first game today for the Copperheads get taken in the 4th inning. So great pitching as of late. Can't say so much for it today, just on the sole fact that 16 runs have scored. But it's always fun watching something happen in the league this summer that hasn't happened yet. Nasty breaking ball outside. So defensively, it looks like we now have Richardson at third. Jake Farmer looks like he's at second. Lucas Rockhold at first. Dylan Lahr still in right. Yearwood still in center. And out there in left looks like McCord, I want to say. Mac McCord. Hasn't swung the bat tonight, but is playing the field and he has been the last 2 innings. Peters now battling 2-2. He's 2 for 2, having himself a solid day. Breaking ball on the ground over to the right side. Jake Farmer is there. He'll scoop and throw. That's out number 1. Call it a 4-3. So after Peters will be Lott, and it looks like the 7, 8, 9 hole of the Copperheads is just going at whatever turn they feel like, because Lott was originally in the 7 hole, currently batting 8th right now, but batted 9th in his last term up. So they are just on a rotation, I guess. Lott will swing it with 1 gone in the 5th. Copperheads have the 5th and the 6th to add any more run support before they look to close things in the top of the 7th. Granted, they lead when the 7th comes. It's been a good day for baseball. The weather finally held off. Hopefully we can have a smooth day sailing tomorrow at Knox Catholic, and then the same thing on Thursday right back here at Maryville. Thursday will be the last day at Maryville. We'll play 1 or 2 or 3 games or days worth of games next week, and they will all be at Catholic. 1-1, lined back in the middle. Yearwood can't pluck it out of the air. It will drop in shallow center. It's a 1-out knock for the catcher Lott. Mulligan's 0 for 1, a runner on for him. I believe he struck out in his last at-bat. Jeb Cox, a little over 30 pitches through an inning and a third. Nothing going on in the bullpen for the Cats or the Copperheads. We'll definitely see Perry out for at least 1 more inning of work in the 6th. Don't know if we'll see Cox for a third. Cox living just around the zone, battling with a couple of close ones, just painting the corners. Now 1-2 on Mulligan. Cox's 1-2 is fouled off into his own team's dugout. We'll do it again. Another 1-2. Breaking ball called. Strike 3. Jeb Cox rings up Ada Mulligan looking. That is out number 2 in the 5th. Good pickup from Cox. Nolan Watson up. He had an RBI in his last at bat. He's joined the party. Big breaking ball misses. The throw down trying to get Peters off the bag. Got a big jump thinking the ball is going to get past the catcher, but he's back. Want to know if Peters goes this time. Inside on Watson. The throw not in time or on line. It's a stolen bag for Peters. Nolan Watson now in a 2-0 count. Behind him, the lineup will be turned over. Kalen Chesney stands in on deck with 2 gone. Three straight misses to the 10-0 hitter. Bobcats trying to close the 5th, send us on to the 6th, get their bats back up. They're still trailing by 2. The 3-0 misses outside. Breaking ball from Cox, couldn't locate it. And we'll get a mound meeting to talk to Cox. That'll put 2 aboard. Up will come Kalen Chesney. Chesney's 2 for 3, so this is now the 4th time through. This will be the end of the day for Jeb Cox. Looks like Samuel Harding's coming on. So we'll take a quick step aside. Whenever Samuel Harding is ready to go, I'll be ready to go. Harding to face Chesney. He squares the bunt but pulls back. Samuel Harding coming aboard. He'll relieve Jeb Cox. He'll inherit 2 runners on and 2 outs in the 5th. Kalen Chesney in his 4th at-bat tonight. He's 2 for 3 so far. Peters on second. Watson on first. Chesney squares on a 2-0, pulls back, but it's strike 1 regardless. Peters playing mind games, getting a big jump off the second base bag. Three-one coming to Chesney. Catches the corner. Now to full count. So we'll get a payoff pitch here with 2 gone. Both runners all aboard will be off on the pitch. If Chesney makes contact, sure Peters will score, no doubt. Watson won't be far behind him if the ball's deep enough. The payoff coming. Called strike 3. Kalen Chesney down looking. That's out number 3 in the 5th. Copperheads get a few on and strain them both. They don't get any back. Score as we head into the 6th is 9-7. We're on to the 6th, and it'll see Waylon Perry back out as we expected. And he'll face Ian Setzer. Setzer having himself not a bad day. He's 2 for 2. Lines one on the ground over to third. Lucas Lowry can't field it cleanly, but he'll throw over. Still in time. Way to stick with it from the third baseman. 1 up, 1 down on 2 pitches. Setzer retire for the first time here tonight. Now we'll see Isaac Earwood. Earwood's 2 for 3. Two on, softly hit to the right side. Mulligan coming in. He can't field it. Watson with the flip. No flip. Isaac Earwood is aboard. It's an infield single. Trying to claw back here late. Bobcats have 5 outs. They trail by 2. Dylan Law coming back up. He's 0 for 3. Pops up the first pitch he sees behind the plate. Lott giving it a look at the net. He will not make the catch. Strike number 1. Oh, 1 chops back to the mound. Parried to second for 1. No throw from Baber. That's out number 2. Laura aboard, fielder's choice. Good heads up play from the pitcher, getting the lead runner. First pitch to Combs, finds home. Waylon Perry still doing pretty good with his location. That's the end of the middle of the Okay, there we go. My stuff froze again. I do apologize. Cameron Combs struck out swinging, so you only missed the last few pitches on that one. But we're back. That is the end of the 6th. Copperheads have 3 outs to add on any more run support before they'll look to go close things out in the 7th. They'll send up 2, 3, and 4. Lucas Lowry up first. He'll be followed up by Brent Johnson. And then Matt Newton. Samuel Harding coming back out. Harding needing to dial in, find the zone here in what will most likely be the Bobcats' last inning of pitching. They don't want it to be, so they'll look to go take the lead in the 7th, or at least tie it. And send the Copperheads back up for the 7th. The 1-2 hit over to the left side. Cox playing it. He'll throw it on a run. Not in time. Good effort from the shortstop. Lowry just too quick down the line. So it'll be a leadoff base runner. So we'll see how Brent Johnson can follow it up with a leadoff base runner. He'll square to bunt, pull back, but it's strike one. Behind Newton, or behind Johnson, excuse me, is Newton. Behind him, Kane Baber. Third baseman playing in. The runner goes. It's a stolen bag for Lucas Lowry. He'll put himself in scoring position. Two and a half hours on the game clock. This one bidding to be one of the longest, if not the longest, game of the season. 1-1 sent out to center. Earwood finding it. I made the catch. Out number 1. Lowry tagging off a second. He'll retreat back. Doesn't go all the way. That's out number 1. Matt Newton 0 for 2. Two one, a close miss down low. Newton at a 3-1. Kane Baber will most likely get a chance to bat next. Three one misses. That'll put 2 runners aboard. The lefty Kane Baber coming off 2 straight sacrifice fly appearances. Officially, Kane Baber is 0 for 2. He'll stand in now, 2 runners on. Lowry on second. Newton just now getting to first. Corner infielders playing in. Baber squares to bunt. We've seen that a lot from the Copperheads last few innings. Just really playing small ball. Baber sends one the opposite way. Coming in is Rockhold, it looked like. So it's a line out for Kane Baber. That's out number 2. Good contact the opposite way, just right to where Lucas Rockhold, who's now out and left, was standing. Out number 2 in the 6th. First pitch swinging from Jody Watson. A chopper back to the mound. Harding will field it, and he'll throw over, and that's the end of the out. That's the last out of inning number 6. We're on to the 7th. Copperheads will have to close the door. All right, here we go. Bobcats need 2 to keep the game going. First pitch to Richardson. Gets a swing and a miss. It is Waylon Perry coming back out as we expected. He's been only the second pitcher for the Cops tonight. He'll face Richardson, Cox, and Rockhold. So the 5th inning, or the 6th inning, officially marking the first full inning where neither team scored a run. The 1-1 skied into center. Chesney chasing it. He'll make the catch. Out number 1. Trying to survive. It's Braden Cox. He's 0 for 3. 1-1. Hit on a line over to right, and that one will get down. This game stays alive. Cox rounding first. He'll head into second. Brent Johnson's throw in. Oh, just a little late. Braden Cox decides his team is not done yet. He'll get aboard in the scoring position. Lucas Rockholt now represents the tying run at the plate. First pitch skied up from Rockholt. Foul grounds. Mulliken will give it a look right behind first base. He'll make the catch. It's out number 2. Bobcats down to their final out. And it is all up to Samuel Harding. Lefty's 1 for 3. He represents the tying run if he can get aboard and come across. First pitch on the corner, 0-1. Since the stream has started, 2 hours, 50 minutes. I'll have to go back and look, but it's probably the longest one as there's a ground ball over to first base. He'll flip the Perry covering, and that's out number 3 in the 7th. Ball game, folks. Copperheads win this one 9-7. A high-scoring affair that saw 16 total runs come across in a game that I thought genuinely would never end. But this one comes to a close. That's how we end this Tuesday at Maryville. Copperheads finish the day. They go 1-0-1, 1 win, no loss, and 1 tie. The Bobcats, they're 1 and done. Just a 1 loss for them on the night. So they'll fall to 6-15-1. The Copperheads move up to 11-11-2. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure that record is correct. But that'll do it from Maryville High School. I'll be back at Knoxville Catholic tomorrow, and then back here at Maryville on Thursday. So from the final time tonight from Maryville High School,